How you all doing, guys? Here we are again for another wild camp in the glorious British, is it summer yet? Not sure. Spring, summer weather. All I know is it's baking and it's really clear. It's lovely. Part of me doesn't want to say this, but we are going for Fur Tor Take 3. We're back in Postbridge. If any of you saw my Postbridge Riverside camp, I'll put a link somewhere up there to it. You'll know that it didn't go to plan, but lessons learned. I now have a fully functioning phone with GPS. I have a map, I have my compass, and I've committed the route to memory. So hopefully we should get there. I think the only thing that's going to stop us is just if the heat beats me, but hopefully that's not the case. I've left Postbridge, you can see it off in the distance there, and didn't make the mistake of going down into this valley and getting stuck in the bogs, although it's probably a lot drier down there now. Everywhere's a lot drier in comparison. You know, these last 3 weeks we've had nothing but lovely sunshine. And then came up here, a bit of a climb to start the day off with, but it's okay. I kind of got to the middle point now. It's leveling out and I'm going to be heading over towards the Dart River and the waterfall. So it's just a very quick intro. I'm hoping I'll make it to Fur Tor, but we'll see how things go. Last time I was here, this is roughly where I stopped for a coffee. I was kind of over the dip there, like just on the top of the valley. And so this is the first glimpse I've got at the Dart River, and what a difference a couple of weeks can make. I mean, I need to double check against the video, but the river was so much higher when I came here before. The waterfall, I mean, I can see it from here. It's a, I don't know what the best phrase is. It's a pale version of its former self, because that was perhaps the only place that I contemplated crossing the river, but even that looked dodgy as hell, and I bottled it. But I can see it from here and I could just step over it now. Madness. But as it turns out anyway, I didn't even need to cross that river to get to Fur Tor. We don't need to do that. I might just go up and have a look at the waterfall. Looks like there's a bunch of people up there, but I'll go up and give you a quick look at it. Maybe I can do a on-screen comparison of what it was like a few weeks back. Yeah. Definitely tamer. I've just crossed over the waterfall. I didn't want to attempt. I mean, where I'm standing was, this was all running water. But it's nice though. It's nice here. So we're about an hour in. I really want to have a swim, if I'm honest. But at the same time, I really want to get to Fur Tor. So I'm thinking I'm just going to push through to Fur Tor, because we're coming up on halfway already, bizarrely enough. Anyone would think from 2 failed attempts that it was the pole of bloody European inaccessibility or something. But it's not, it's just events have conspired against me. So I might push through to Fur Tor, get there, and maybe have a swim on the way back tomorrow, because I've got to come back exactly the same way. From the Luxe weather forecast, it's going to be hotter tomorrow than it is today. So I think a bath might be in order in the morning. I think that's the plan. So we'll see. I'm just going to stock up on some water whilst I'm here and I've got easy access to it, and then I'm going to carry on. We're back at the campsite for the Postbridge River Camp. Oh yeah, there's my little rock seat, and the river, which is, it was still fairly tranquil when I was camping here, but it's even more so now. This looks like a potential place for a dip. Looks a bit muddy, but meh. We'll see tomorrow on the way back through. Again, I'm just having a little stop because it is so hot. It is absolutely roasting, so I've just kind of decided I'm just going to stop little and often, have some water, especially while I've got easy access to the river, so I can keep my water supplies topped up. But I don't want to go getting dehydrated, mild heat stroke, anything like that. You end up with a splitting headache and not enjoying myself. So I'm just going to keep stopping, keep drinking, and yeah, it means I can stop at some little nostalgic places like this. Although going forward there's going to be no more nostalgia, because it's unknown territory for me beyond this point. One thing I just wanted to have a quick talk about quickly was the eagle-eyed of you will have noticed that my pack has changed colour. So I've got some new kit this week, and I'll talk about it a bit more kind of over the course of the video. But yeah, that's, your eyes aren't playing tricks on you. I did have the one I've been using up till now is the Osprey Osprey Kestrel 48, which is a lovely pack, loads of room, lots of little pockets and hidey holes to keep all your stuff organised. Yeah, it's really good. But I'm just trying to get my kit a bit lighter when it's, with the weather like it is now. We've got the long days, warm weather. Hopefully I'm going to be trying to cover more distance on my hikes. So with that in mind, I'm trying to reduce my pack weight as much as I can, so that I can get the so I can get the most out of the daylight and hopefully track a bit further. So I've got the still Osprey, because yeah, the bag was great, so I wanted to stick with the Osprey brand, and I've gone with the Levity 45, which comes in at about half the weight of the Osprey. Obviously it's not as robust, the material is all a lot lighter, more rustly, so I need to be a little bit careful with it. It's not going to stand up to abuse as much as the Osprey would, and it's not got as many hidey holes and pockets and things like that, but so far so good. It seemed pretty decent, but time will tell. I mean, I haven't used the Osprey enough really to to call myself an authority on whether it's a good or bad pack, but from the experience I've had with it, it has been very good. And it was purely a weight decision, was why I thought I'd try the Levity out. So I'll go through some of the other kit changes I've done, but I'll probably do that when we camp, which will hopefully be at Fur Tor. To echo something that Dean from Life on the Rocks said in his last video, where he was trekking from Bellstone to Ivy Bridge, Southmoor is a bit bleak. I mean, I know Dartmoor's bleak, but it's quite featureless. I kind of got to agree, looking around. I mean, I don't know, it's difficult to explain. It's where I'm used to going, more up around Meldon, Oakhampton area. There's a lot of tours, they're everywhere, and it's a very, I find it quite dramatic landscape. Perhaps not as dramatic as a mountain range or, something along those lines, but out here it's very, very rolly. There's a lot of hills, but they're like flat top hills. I'm really struggling to put this into words, but yeah, I agree with Dean. I don't find the Southmoor as visually appealing as the Northmoor. We made it. Oh, I'm so happy. oh, I'm chuffed to bits. Chuffed to bits. It's a nice tour as well. It's a beast. There's no one here. It's so quiet. A few little tweeting birds and a few bugs buzzing around, but a little bit of wind. This is, I think, idyllic. Springs to mind here. I'm celebrating with a very melted double-decker. It's not survived too well in the heat, but I figured I could do with some sugar after that trek. So it's just gone 5:30. Another plus point is loads of flat ground around here as well. So I'm just going to sit here, eat my double decker. I think I might have a coffee, and then yeah, just have a think about where to pitch the tent. Right guys, look at that view. Not too shabby. Turns out that there's some other people up on Fur Tor today. There's a couple over there. I didn't realise they were there. I just started scoping out some different camping spots and walked around the corner from where I'd been sat, and there they were, setting up. But that's fine. So I've come down kind of off the main tour down to the, I guess, kind of the west side, I think. Anyway, got a nice view out over kind of the rest of the moor, and then out across Devon, so it's nice. As you can see, I've got the new tent set up. So it's the Hexpeak V4A. I've got Dean from Life on the Rocks to blame for that tent. After seeing him using it, I really wanted one, so I've taken the plunge. It's very different to the Fox 2. You know, the Fox 2's got its limitations in that it's a bit small. It hasn't really got much in the way of a porch, but it's cheap. You know, it doesn't cost that much. But the Hexpeak has got a massive porch. It's got a lot of room. You can sit up in it. You can crouch in it if you really wanted to. But it's a bit more of a pain to put up. The Fox 2 goes up really quick, really easy. It's, you know, idiot-proof, which is great for me. But yeah, the Hexpeak is, I think it's going to take me a few pitches to perfect it, but it doesn't look too bad. I'm just struggling to get enough tension on the fly sheet, but then for it to be the right shape so that the inner doesn't touch the outer. I think I've got it sorted at the minute. It doesn't look too bad, but we'll see how it goes. But I need to get that sorted, because at the minute it's very unlikely it's going to rain. But when it gets to the darker, colder months where it's a lot more rainy, I need to make sure that I've got the pitching strategy down so that I don't end up getting soaked. So I'm just chilling out for a minute. I'm going to get some coffee on the go, and I think just sit and enjoy the views and the sounds, and probably have some food around 8 o'clock. Menu tonight is sweet and sour chicken and rice, I think. Again, Expedition Foods, probably noticing a theme occurring here. And I've committed myself to finally eating this Wayfarer chocolate pudding that I've been carrying around since, I think, my second camp. Yeah, second. What a waste of weight. Yeah, so I'm definitely eating that today. And I got, shocker, granola and raspberries again for breakfast. I just really like it. You know, when you wake up, you want something nice to eat. And if it's not broke, don't fix it. Cool, well, I'm going to get coffee on. Catch up with you in a bit. Right, so I finished the sweet and sour chicken with rice. And yeah, it was good. I think the only downside was I put in the specified amount of water, but it was a little bit soupy, only a little bit. So next time I have that one, I'll probably just dial it back a little bit. But apart from that, no, it's nice and tasty. It's good, yeah, absolutely good. Filled me up. Filled up to the point of, again, I don't know if I want that chocolate pudding. Maybe I'm just not much of a dessert person, I don't know. So I just wanted to give you a quick tour around the camp. So So here is base camp, Fur Tor base camp. Yeah, the chair falls over, doesn't stay up in the wind very well. But yeah, I kind of showed this first showed it in the other video here at Postbridge, and I didn't really go into much detail with it. I'm pretty happy with it, if I'm honest, especially today because the ground's not wet. So, oh, there it goes. Because the ground's pretty dry, it's not sinking into the floor, which is good. I guess if it sinks into the floor, it'd stop it falling over, but you get a bit too close to the ground. So we've got the Hexpeak V4A. I went for the desert brown colour, just thought it'd be a bit different to the kind of normal green. So we've got the porch area. As you can see, it's pretty big. So I've got my pack and various stuff. Out the back there, I've put my little tarp down just to kind of keep condensation, etc., off of things. But as you see, it's a decent size porch. I can actually fit the chair in there. So with the inner up, I can put the chair in the porch, pretty much where my coat is right now, and I can sit on that quite happily. My legs stick out the door, but if it was raining, then I could just temporarily take the inner down, and I could put the chair further back, and then I could completely sit inside on my chair without getting wet. So that's pretty cool. So I've got my trekking poles joined together with this this link, so that means I can turn 2 poles into one. And up here we've got lantern, and there's don't know how well you can see it, but there's like a plastic mushroom on the end of the pole to stop it damaging the fly sheet. And then in the nest, as my wife is calling it, I haven't got a lot. I'm keeping most of the stuff out in the porch. Got my old trusty Exped ULM mat, the Trekology Aluft pillow, and a new thing for this camp is a Thermarest Vesper quilt. Yeah, I'm a side sleeper and I toss and turn quite a lot. I fidget in my sleep, and I've just not been getting on with a sleeping bag. When I first get into the tent, it's fine. I can get myself comfortable and that's all good, but I just end up waking up multiple times through the night and the sleeping bag's like down round my stomach, or it's twisted round and the hood is over my face, or it's just uncomfortable, and then I end up spending time trying to sort the sleeping bag out, which then means I wake up more. I wanted to give a quilt a go. It's strapped to the it's got these little straps here, so it's strapped on to the sleeping mat, and there's little baffles that, see, the straps are connected to this seam, but there's a baffle here which goes down to stop any drafts. Theoretically, I should be able to toss and turn, and I shouldn't end up wrapped up in the quilt, and it should stay on, and hopefully I'll be a happy camper. So that's my setup for this evening. I'm pretty happy with it. I mean, it's the first night in the Hexpeak and in the quilt, so I will let you know in the morning how it all goes. I mean, we've got a good night really to test it all out on. It's really, it's not cold. Not sure what the temperature is at the moment, but it doesn't feel too bad. The wind's got a little bit of a nip to it at the moment, but nothing too bad at all. Inside the tent, once it's buttoned up, it should be lovely and comfortable. So before I sign off for the night, I just wanted to say massive thank you to everybody that has subscribed to my channel so far, and for all the comments that people have left. Comments have been fantastic. There's been a lot of a lot of encouragement, a lot of positivity going on in the comments, but there's also been some really good advice and feedback which I've definitely taken on board. Some of it has sunk in, faster than others, I have to say, but it's incredible to, you know, to have input from like-minded people, and in such a nice way. You know, the internet has got a pretty bad rep for being full of people who make it their mission to make you feel bad about yourself, but my experience so far with releasing these videos of my escapades on the moors has been nothing but positive. So again, massive thank you, and I hope that I can continue making videos which you're going to enjoy. So on that positive note, I'm gonna call it a night, sit and listen to my book for a bit, watch the sun go down, you know the drill, standard wild camping stuff, and I'll check back in with you guys in the morning. Good morning, guys. It's bright and early. It's about 10 to 6 at the minute, and I had a pretty good night, all things considered. I went to sleep at about 10:30, 11, and I woke up at 4:30, and yeah, that was a good stretch of sleep for me. The quilt was really good. The only thing that made the night mildly uncomfortable was I was actually too warm. I was pretty much just in shorts and t-shirt. I probably could have stripped some of that off as well, which is a novelty, because normally I'm just packing all the layers on when I go to sleep. Quilt, thumbs up. It stayed exactly where it should have been, and I was moving around all over the place. We're all packed up. Yeah, definitely early start for me today. Yesterday it took about 3.5 hours to get here to Fur Tor. I imagine it's going to be a bit quicker on the way back, partly because leaving early is good because it's not hot. It's really nice temperature at the moment. It's not cold, but it's not baking either. It's lovely. And it strikes me that there's a bit more downhill on the way back than uphill. So we'll see what time I get back, but I'm gonna just take the last couple of minutes, just have a quick scout around, make sure I haven't missed anything, and then I'll be off. Oh, hang on, before we go, just one thing I just wanted to quickly show you. I found a letterbox up here. There's a wire brush in there as well. I'm not 100% sure what that's for. I haven't got a pen or anything like that on me, but I had a scan through the book in there, and there's not many entries. It's either letterboxing is dead, or just people haven't seen it. I expect down here isn't the most popular part of the tour, potentially, but who knows. Right, as I said, I'm going to have a quick scout around, get my last bits together, and then I'm going to set off. Okay, so we're almost back now on the kind of last leg. You can see Post Bridge off in the distance, and it's pretty much all downhill from here. So I think I'm going to call it a day, wrap this one up. Thanks a lot for watching, as always. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you've got any feedback or questions or anything like that, please feel free to drop a comment on the video, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. It's been a good one. So yeah, again, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Take it easy.